The effects of the pandemic were forcing businesses and individuals to tap into their resources and creativity in ways that could help them deal with the seemingly daily changes to our high country lifestyle. Businesses had to reinvent how they operated, offer new methods of product delivery, or even invent new products or services to help meet the demands of the moment. Information was coming quickly too, and trying to swim in a sea of executive orders, new government programs, and evolving health and safety protocols on top of everything else was overwhelming. The Boone Area Chamber of Commerce jumped to create new channels to distribute information and help separate facts from rumor. The Keep Boone Healthy initiative was born, aimed to promote health and safety guidelines being communicated by App Healthcare and other partners, but to also remind locals and visitors alike of the power of our local purchase decisions and the impact they have on our economic survival and ultimate recovery. Our next honoree helps explain the impact of this community response. The inaugural 2020 Keep Boone Healthy Community Leadership Award is presented to David Jackson.
At the onset of this COVID time, when it became clear that there were going to be some pretty significant community disruptions, we were trying to figure out a way that the Chamber could respond to what challenges the business community was going to soon see. Having no idea what those challenges were yet was a little bit difficult, but we knew that there was going to be some need out there. So I had a conversation one day with Dr. Elliott. He was at a meeting. I was sitting in the Food Line parking lot out in Deep Gap, and we started talking about different community response options that were there. And he had mentioned that the city of Austin, Texas, actually had rallied around losing South by Southwest and really put a big emphasis on their local community coming out to support their local community because of such a big economic loss. And we thought, well, there is a way that we could channel that same kind of action here, where our local community has always been so supportive of local businesses, their neighbors, the people that they see on a daily basis. What could be that answer for Boone in the high country? So Keep Boone Healthy was born out of that as really a three-prong approach. It was finding a way to consistently communicate the public health message that App Healthcare needed to get out and was looking to get out in different ways. We also wanted to keep Boone healthy economically and encourage people to support local businesses, take that extra step and support neighbors, support families that are putting food on their table based on the dollars that are being generated. And then the third prong to keep Boone healthy really was about the planning for after the fact. You know, when we are all able to get back on our feet again, what does a healthy community look like? From bringing the economic elements together with the health elements to build our economy back and find something or some series of things that we could pivot on to get people moving in the right direction and keep our community as vibrant as we possibly could. And when we saw the vast amounts of information that were coming down the pipeline on a variety of things, everything from loan products to health and safety concerns for employees, how to keep businesses solvent, we knew that we could be somewhat of a channeling device. At the same time, App Healthcare had reached out to us looking for some ideas to expand their communication channels. And that's really where the Keep Boone Healthy video podcast series came from, was a way to meet people where they get their content. How can we parse this stuff out? So it became a website landing page. It became a grid that was easy to see what restaurants were open and how they were serving and things along those lines, especially marketed days, to try to get people to think about takeout options. If you could center that around a takeout Tuesday, maybe they take out on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, just by knowing that option was available. So, I remember very vividly standing in our lobby when Governor Cooper announced that restaurants were closing, and that sparked the immediate change. And from that point forward, Wisteria and I immediately went to work on a way that we could contact as many businesses as we possibly could at that point in time to think about, how they could communicate operational changes. Katie went to work on website redesigns and how that information flow would work, and then how we could deliver information on a regular basis to people about all these various changes that were coming down. Susan and Janine reached out to members to try to find out where they were. What were those bits of information that they were needing. Natalie kept our operation running. We had a business to run too. And she made sure that we were solvent and we could take time, other staff time, to make sure that we could help others, that we could keep our lights on too. And with the Sports Commission kind of folding up there for a brief period of time, Rochelle became our jack of all trades. It was a team effort to understand that we had to have an ability to get a lot of information out very quickly, but also to very specific groups.
Navigating COVID and all that our community has been through since March has taken a community-wide effort, from the business community to our elected officials to churches, organizations, families working together. But the Boone Area Chamber of Commerce has been forefront in the leadership of our community's response to this from the very beginning. And the board of directors of the Boone Area Chamber of Commerce have been very proud to see the work that David Jackson and the staff of the chamber have done. Back in March, when all of this sort of became obvious to us that we as a chamber were going to need to step forward and take a lead, it was David's idea to create this campaign to keep Boone healthy, a way to sort of unify all of the efforts going on in our community to keep the business community healthy, to keep us all physically healthy, and keep us focused and working together.
We are blessed in our organization have a tremendous staff. I go to work with a great group of people daily that have made a lot of sacrifices to continue to do the work on behalf of our business community that needs to be done, and our full community for that matter. We've had a supportive board of directors that has understood that we've had to make very quick operational changes and have been very supportive in that to allow us, again, to provide the services that we want to provide. I think that one of those services that we want to provide is bringing great minds together and leading the important conversations. In many cases, our response has looked like getting different elements of our community to come in the same Zoom room or the same virtual meeting, whatever that happens to be, and let their talents and their abilities take over. We're just the ones that bring them there. That, I think, is a role that the chambers of commerce across the country have always played that maybe have become more magnified now. In some ways, this pandemic has helped the business community understand that there is a supportive resource there, no matter how that looks, whether it's connect me with a loan, help me find customers, help me reimagine the way that I operate my entire business. We got calls at 6 o'clock in the morning. We got them at 9 o'clock at night. We answered every one of them because we ultimately, as a staff, care about what this community looks like and what our experience is collectively. And we wanted to make sure that while we were being dealt all these challenges, that people knew that they had a supportive backbone behind them. And if we couldn't answer the question, we could bring somebody to the table that could.
The Boone Area Chamber of Commerce would like to thank the businesses you see represented here for their support as sponsors of the Keep Boone Healthy campaign. These businesses helped sustain our operation during the spring so we could continue to provide resources and connections throughout our community. We thank these partners for their leadership and continued willingness to support our community when it matters the most.